Loaded lateral hinge to row. We're building on the lateral hinge that we did during the last phase of the program and adding on a row just to make it a little bit more challenging, to give us a little bit more time under tension and to build a bit more strength in that rowing pattern. We need to remember all of the things that went into the lateral hinge, and we're going to make sure that those feel super solid when we go into the row. So some really important things to remember is that as you're coming over into that lateral hinge, make sure that you're not leaning back. So do you see how like my center of mass right now is really leaned back and my toes are like really light, okay? I'm just able to pick up my toes off the ground right now. I don't want that. I want there to be really nice pressure throughout that whole tripod of my foot, and I want my center of mass over my midfoot. The other thing that will start to happen is as you start to row, you're probably going to want to do this, okay? So make sure that before you start that row, you're in a really nice hinge position, and check yourself and exhale. Get your ribs back and your deep core on, because I promise you, as you start to go out with the weight in that lateral hinge, you're probably going to lose some of that connection right here. You're probably going to lean back a little bit. And we just want to make sure that those pieces are all coming together, because I don't want you feeling this in your back. If you're feeling it in your back, then something is off, okay? We need to look at your form somehow and make sure that you've got all of those pieces checked, because you should not feel this in your back. You do not need to use a super heavy weight, but please don't use anything lighter than really like 15 pounds. You probably even need to go a little bit heavier than that, just because we have to be realistic about, you know, how much our babies weigh, and we're climbers. We need to be able to hinge and pull a decent amount, okay? So you're going to shift over into your stance leg. Make sure your weight's over your midfoot. My other leg is straight, okay? So I shift over, this leg is bent. I'm going to come down. I have nose, sternum, knee, toe, all in one line, and then I'm going to row up from here. I really like just keeping this other arm pointed down, just because it kind of helps me stay in a really nice position here. And I'm gonna row up. As I row up, what I want to think about here is that I don't want to bring the kettlebell actually up towards my face. I'm thinking more about bringing it to my waist and letting that shoulder come back as my elbow comes back. I don't want my shoulder to roll forward as I'm rowing up. If the shoulder rolls forward, I can bet you that you're going to start rounding your back right here, and that's not going to feel very good. Okay, so make sure you've got that really nice hinge position. Exhale. Other hand points down, and you're going to bring your thumb towards your waist, and your shoulder is going to follow your elbow, okay? Here, ribs back, row, down, stand up. All right, make sure you give yourself some time to practice that one. It is a bit more complicated, but it's super fun once you get the hang of it. All right, you got it.